Hi kids, welcome back to our science lesson. Unit 6, Plants. Topic, Characteristics of different parts of plants. Compare and contrast. Today, we are going to learn on how to compare and contrast the characteristics of different parts of plants. Before we start, let us look at the content standard, learning standard, and learning objective for this lesson. Content standard 6.1 Parts of plants. Learning standard 6.1.1 Compare and contrast parts of plant, leaf, types of vein, flower, flowering, non-flowering, stem, woody, non-woody, and root, taproot, fiber root. Learning objective. By the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to compare and contrast the parts of two plants using a double bubble map. Let's refresh our knowledge on the characteristics of parts of plants that you have learned. The first part is flower. There are plants with flower and plants without flower. So plant with flower we call as flowering plant, and plant without flower we call it as non-flowering plant. Next, stem. Types of stem. There are two types of stems, woody stem and non-woody stem. This is woody stem and this is non-woody stem. Next is the leaf. Type of leaf vein. There are two types of leaf vein, which are netted veins and parallel veins. This is netted vein and this is parallel veins. Next, types of root. There are two types of root. There are taproot and fibrous root. This is taproot and this is fibrous root. I hope you still remember all the characteristics of different parts of the plants. Today, we are going to learn on how to find the similarities and differences in characteristics of the parts of the plants. This is orchid plants and this is hibiscus plants. How we find the similarities and differences in characteristic of the parts of these plants. First, we have to list down the characteristics of parts of each plant. Do like this. We have to list down all the characteristics of the part of the orchid plant. First, we look at the flower. It has flowers, so it is a flowering plant. And then look at the leaf veins. Orchid plant has parallel leaf vein, so we write here parallel leaf veins. Then look at the stem. It has non-woody stems, so we write non-woody stem here. And then look at the root. What type of root is this? It is fibrous root, so we write fibrous root. These are the characteristics of parts of orchid plant. Now, look at the hibiscus plant. We list down all the characteristics of hibiscus plant in the bubble. First, look at the flower. hibiscus plant is a flowering plant. So we write flowering in the bubble. Next, look at the leaf. It has netted leaf veins. Next, look at the stem. It has woody stems. Last, look at the roots. It has tap root. So we write tap roots in the bubble. These are the characteristics of orchid plants and hibiscus plant that we have listed previously. We listed it in a bubble map. This is a bubble map for orchid plant, and this is a bubble map for hibiscus plant. Now, find the similarities and characteristic of parts of orchid plant and hibiscus plant. What are the same? What characteristics are the same? Look at this. They are same, right? They are flowering plant. Both have flower. So, the similarity between orchid plant and hibiscus plant is flowering plant. We combine the characteristic of orchid plant and hibiscus plant in a double bubble map like this. We write the similarity in the middle. The similarity in orchid plant and hibiscus plant is flowering plant. Both orchid plant and hibiscus plant are flowering plant. The other characteristics we write in the bubble on the sides of the plant. For example, the orchid plant. The orchid plant has parallel leaf veins, but the hibiscus plant has netted leaf vein. They are different, so we write separately like this. Orchid plant, it has parallel leaf vein, so we write parallel leaf vein here. And the hibiscus plant, it has a netted leaf veins, so we write netted leaf veins here. We write it separately. It same goes to the stems. For orchid plant, it has non-woody stem, so we write non-woody stem here. And for hibiscus plant, it has woody stem, and we write woody stem here. And then look at the orchid plant's roots. It has fibrous roots, and we write fibrous root in this bubble. Look at the hibiscus plant's roots. It has tap roots, so we write the tap root in this bubble. I hope you understand on how to compare and contrast the parts of plants. This is your task for today. Do exercise in your science activity book, page 36. Before you start, make sure you write the date today. Comparing and contrasting parts of plants. Instruction: fill in the similarities and differences of the parts of the plants in the mind map below. This is a double bubble map. Then you have to fill in the characteristic of the plants. First, you have to look at the plant. This is sugarcane plant. This is periwinkle plant. Next, read the characteristic given. Parallel leaf veins, netted leaf veins, woody stems, non-woody stems, tap roots, fibrous roots, flowering. Look at the double bubble map. Sugar cane plant, periwinkle plant. Now, you have to find the similarity between sugarcane plant and periwinkle plant. What are the similarity in sugarcane plant and periwinkle plant? Then you have to write here. And then write the other characteristic of sugarcane plant here. And write the other characteristic of periwinkle plant here. Remember, only the similarity we write in the middle. And it connected with two lines. One line to the sugarcane plant and one line to the periwinkle plant. That's all for our lesson today. Thank you. Bye.